Japan is the second largest music market in the world, and it's been a little bit late to the streaming game, something that we really ride. So obviously Sonos has really benefited from the rise of streaming services like Spotify, like Pandora, et cetera. And so Japan, we've seen starting to pick up streaming over the last year or so, and so we're glad to now bring Sonos into that market. So it's an exciting day for us. Global expansion is a big part of our growth story for the future.
Patrick, considering how much competition there is here in the U.S. with so many different home devices now, some of which you're partnered with, but still competition, how important is this global expansion to drive your growth going forward?
There is a lot of opportunity remaining in the markets that we're in today. There's about 5 countries that make up 80% of our revenue today, and so those are important markets. We think it's really early in those markets like the U.S., as you mentioned, Julia, but also global expansion. There's a ton of opportunity. What we try to do, China's a great example where I'm sure you're all aware of Tencent filing for their IPO. We've worked with them for quite a while, and so China's another great market for global expansion, somewhere where we're today. Japan's been a little bit later, but it's something that's going to be a big contributor to our growth over the next decade.
Patrick, it's John Fort. The challenge for you, as I see it, or one of them, is proving out the quality story as far as Sonos goes. There's so many coming into the market with smart speakers that are less expensive than yours, and you've got to make an argument that yours just sound better and are worth the premium. Aside from placement inside, say, big box stores, what can you do to not just tell that story, but prove it out?
Yeah, that's a great point, John. And I think that's been, something that as we're doing the roadshow, for instance, and talking to investors, we've been trying to help people understand that our approach is very different to the approach that other companies are taking in this space. We're so used to consumer electronics companies bringing out dozens of new devices every year, trying to get you to upgrade to the latest and greatest. Sonos builds quality devices like you talked about, but they last for many years, and we make them better over time with software, and then people buy more of them, so they actually add it to the system. So we've been doing things like working with Ron Johnson's new startup Enjoy to actually bring that experience into your home and allow you to test it in your home. And so I think we're working in Japan with Beams, a high-end retailer that's really focused on the design of your home and giving you that experience in a different type of way, because I think all of you might have the Sonos experience, and it's really something you need to experience in your home to feel the power of it from a design perspective, from a sound quality perspective, but also the openness to services, right? So we support all the services around the world. We're not focused on pushing one particular voice service or one particular music streaming service the way some of the other solutions out there are.
Can you give us a sense of how the Sonos Beam has done since you launched it in July? I mean, it seems like there's so many competitors when it comes to the idea of streaming content to your television. This is an area where you're really in a crowded space. How's it doing so far?
Well, the Beam's actually the first smart speaker for the living room, right? So there's definitely video solutions out there, Roku, Amazon Fire, those type of things, but really Beam's the first smart speaker focused on the living room. We've seen lots of products that have been focused more on, bedroom or kitchen, and it's the first one that gives you music, and it gives you TV, and it gives you the voice features and functionality. So we've been very pleased with its performance so far in all the markets, and it's going to be a big one for the holiday season in our estimation, because it really does have a unique spot in the home and is an area that really nobody to this point has addressed.